Okay. Okay. This is Cinema Classics.
Yeah.
Post recording.
Yeah. We did a show on Alexander Payne.
Yeah. We are thinking about looking back at his career. Right. He's probably among movie aficionado circles one of the most well-known auteur filmmakers.
Yeah.
Commercially, outside of the mainstream, I'm not sure a lot of people know who he is.
You know, I think people who are old enough would remember him from Election.
Well, yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that you know, if he a younger.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, his name doesn't resonate
Well,
like some of the bigger names.
Of course, right. Now, his movie coming out tomorrow, Downsizing.
Yeah.
With Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm.
In which people can elect to downsize themselves to a few inches.
Yeah.
And
is this a good thing? How does that play out?
Well, it plays out well for the little people because they're able to live in McMansions like dollhouses. So they were able to fulfill a dream of the being wealthy, for instance, when they started out supposedly helping the environment by shrinking.
Okay.
And what happens, though, is, and you mentioned to me in the show, it was a great question about, you know, how does he move this stuff, all these little people? What does he show? The challenges of that? There aren't.
There are no challenges.
No, there's really
like cats, for instance. That doesn't become a problem.
No, right.
See, that tells me this guy's not really thinking about what it would be like to get small.
What he's interested in, he always has been interested, is people.
Mm-hmm.
And people moving. They're all variations of road shows.
Yeah.
And the Damon's character is downsizing and moving toward a safety place, which at the end is safe from the climate problems.
Okay.
So Payne brings that in. But other than that, it's a great question because as you think about it, there aren't any real problems in downsizing. All you have done is lost your wife and your family.
Yeah.
And now you're finding a new life. So it's more about a regeneration, finding value in life through personal relationships, which you really didn't have before.
Finding value in life through personal relationships.
Yes.
Is this Alexander Payne's signature sort of thing that he keeps working towards and through?
Yeah,
fulfillment
yeah,
through relationships?
Boy. Yeah.
And how does that differentiate him from than a lot of other filmmakers?
Well,
don't you think a lot of films are about
yes,
that?
I do. And I don't think it makes him an extraordinary filmmaker. It makes him do films that are memorable, like Sideways.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a really interesting premise.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the wine country, a couple of buds,
yeah,
some chicks, doing all that. I think there's some good stuff there, but nothing extraordinary.
Right.
Downsizing is probably the most unique of all of his films.
Yeah, it's certainly the most high concept.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is The Descendants.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, where do you think that fits into his overall body of work?
Well, I think you have a really very cool middle-aged guy who has to deal with the loss of his wife and the disbursement of his estate in Hawaii, trying to connect with his family in a way he hadn't before.
Yeah.
But I don't see him any different from Jack Nicholson as Schmidt.
In About Schmidt.
Yeah, in About Schmidt, thank you. And I don't see him any different from Bruce Dern, who's a bit demented. Mm-hmm. He's an older guy, and he's going hundreds of miles to pick up a prize from Publishers Clearinghouse. Publishers to pick up a prize from Publishers Clearinghouse. Mm-hmm. I think that's the place. Yeah. Everybody knows he's a bit whacked out about it, but he's determined to move. And I think that's a part of the pain.
Can you see? This is the beauty of doing this video afterwards, because while we were recording the show for radio, you didn't arrive at that moving.
Right.
Idea,
Thank you. Yes, you're right.
That's why we do this, right? You know, it's interesting. When we closed out the show, you talked about that what connects all these films, what connects all these characters, is that they are looking for something. And maybe that's Alexander Payne's signature move here, is that these aren't quests.
No.
These aren't huge, dramatic quests like George Clooney's trying to find the man, the identity of the man whom his comatose wife has had an affair with.
Right.
But it's significant
Yeah.
in their small lives. And so when we look at an Alexander Payne film, it's not, they're not necessarily life-changing films. They don't deal with, you know, huge concepts of life or death, but these smaller little moments,
And
you know,
and underneath that is movement. It's,
Yeah.
and
movement towards a realization of self,
Yeah.
or you know, making a certain kind of peace, right?
it was
So I get that. It's cool.
Payne was talking with somebody, and he was saying, yeah, oh, he was doing Nebraska. He did, so he tried to get away from that kind of road trip film to go to Descendants.
Yeah.
And a buddy of his reminded him that Descendants was also about a trip.
Yeah.
And
right.
he said, oh my God, he said, I'm stuck, it's a type.
Yeah.
So
He's on a he's
Yeah.
like on a road
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
trip. There you go.